25, The Christian Legacy. March 8, 1943. My German friends. The last time I spoke of the fact that there is only one path for German rebirth, the return to the strengths out of which the German nation has lived. There are three currents that have gushed forth in the life of the German path: the Germanic, the Christian, and the universal human. We spoke the last time of the Germanic element, chivalry, freedom, and depth, and how this heritage has been squandered by the National Socialists. Today, I want to speak of the second current, Christianity. At the moment when the Germanic tribes stepped into world history, they became Christian. Since those days, the history of Christianity has become an important part of German history. In the Middle Ages, the German Kaisers fought with the Roman pontiffs in the Reformation. It was a German monk out of whose struggles of conscience a new period of church history burst forth. The attempt of National Socialism to detach the German nation from Christianity is the attempt to sever it from its entire history. The Germanic spirit can find no fulfillment without the Christian, and Christianity needs the Germanic essence for its world historical mission. Whoever is an enemy of Christianity is also an enemy of Germanic culture. When the ancient Germans accepted Christianity, they didn't submit themselves to a strange power, but rather they found their most characteristic reality. National Socialism is sacrificing the German past because it hates Christianity. National Socialism has to hate Christianity. Christianity is the embodiment of all that is hostile to Nazism. They are like fire and water. The attempt of the German Christians to unite the two has led only to the water putting out the fire. Under the German Christians, the nationalist tide has completely extinguished the sparks of Christian fire. When I speak of the return of the German nation to Christianity, I don't mean the return to dogma and ecclesiastical forms. It is not a question of that, but rather of the Christian world and life perspective. Otherwise, why did the National Socialists declare war on Christianity? Because they clearly saw that Christianity was a spiritual power even where people didn't profess it. The National Socialists sensed that the Old Testament belief in justice and the New Testament belief in truth and love lived in the hearts of the masses. And for that reason, they sought to sever the German nation from Christianity. When, in the previous century, the masses wandered away from ecclesiastical Christianity, they did it for the sake of the great ideas that they themselves had learned from Christianity. Justice, truth, love. First, National Socialism started the battle against them and trained the German youth for injustice, falsehood, and hatred. The return of the German nation to Christianity means, therefore, the return of German youth to justice, truth, and love. Justice is the discourse of the great prophets of the Old Testament. They proclaimed the God of justice for all nations. They threatened that their own nation would perish if it should forget justice. They were the deadly enemy of the religious nationalism of the Jewish rulers. Just as everyone today is being persecuted who fights against the religious nationalism of the German rulers, the National Socialists are fighting against the Old Testament because they are fighting against the spirit of justice. The path of injustice is the path of death, and the return of Christianity is the return to truth. In the anti-Christian Bible of many Germans, in Hitler's Mein Kampf, a doctrine of falsehood has been worked out that contradicts everything that Christianity has said about truth. The praise of untruth is one of the most dreadful poisons that has flowed into the souls of young Germans. People for whom every lie is permitted if it takes place in service of their cause must be caught in the net of the falsehood they are serving. The truth is triumphing, and the German nation can live only if it finds its way back to the truth, as dreadful as the truth may look. And the highest thing that Christianity has brought is the message of the New Testament, the message of sacrificing love. You know that it has been replaced by the National Socialist with the message of hatred. The hatred that the hate acts of National Socialism have manufactured is so immeasurable that everyone who loves the German nation trembles for its future. Hatred can be overcome only through love. And this is the path that the best people in the German nation must find. The path to love, to the message of Christianity. Only then will there be a German future.